I get it. Hamas is not fighting fair, but they don't have tanks. They don't have helicopters. They don't have anything. So, and they're confined to an open air prison. And within that prison, they're going to fight. And they have to cache their weapons where they are because they are using it as an excuse. It's like Israel knows that they're tempting them to do it, and yet they do it. They're going
Hmm.
to try and get you to kill their children so they can use it against you. Why are they falling for it? Don't fall for it. Don't murder a bunch of children and say, well, we had to get that Hamas leader. To me, there has to be a better way to do this. Now, Hamas is not the group you want to talk to. I agree. Their whole goal is to drive Israel, the Israelites, into the sea.
I'm here on the ground with my nose in it since the whole thing began. I've nurtured every sensation man has been inspired to have. I cared about what he wanted, and I never judged him. Why? Because I never rejected him, in spite of all his imperfections. I'm a fan of man! I'm a humanist.
So basically, what Hamas is doing is they're putting their weapons
Yeah.
underneath the ground, like of hospitals. So if like you have to blow them up or something,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
they're making it look like you just blew up a hospital for no reason. And the Jews
Sure.
are basically saying like, yeah, you guys had the weapons under there. You're trying to make us
Yeah.
look bad too. Like
Right. Right.
pushing the narrative that the Jews are being evil.
Yeah.
And basically what they're saying is they're just retaliating.
Some of the things you said true, but this conflict didn't start on that day. This has been going on for a while. Now, I'm no expert on history, but it first started with somebody stealing someone's land and someone reclaiming it and someone returning back to take it again, right? And what I mean is, I'm no expert, but I've always understood that the Jewish people were nomadic, and their prophecies told them to take this land, the land of Canaan, and took it from the Canaanites. Okay, so the Canaanites were the Lebanese and Palestinian people, the descendants of these people. They've been in that area all that time. Now, okay, but in those days, that's what people did to each other. Okay, you got it, right? From what I understand, they were dispelled by the Romans sometime later, and they went to Europe, or went further into the Middle East and various parts of the world, right? And the Palestinian people kind of just by natural order, reclaim their land. Nothing official. No one made this official. I'm reclaiming this land in the name of Palestine. I believe, non-Jewish people in Israel got along with the Jewish people. I think, I'm sure there were conflicts, but nothing like how it is right now. So fast forward into the future, um, the Jewish people that were not in Israel, they come back to reclaim the land that technically never truly belonged to them, right? So this is what I know about Netanyahu. They were aware that this attack was going to happen. Okay, there was intel warning them. I think the Egyptians might have been giving them some intel. Um, you can see Hamas training in the desert. They were doing mock drills on how they were going to sweep through neighborhoods, killing people. Okay, what else would they be doing? So Israel was somewhat aware that something was going to happen. Now, I don't want to make any outrageous claims, but at the same time, I smell a rat. The rat I smell is, it seems like it's orchestrated to give themselves an excuse to do what they're doing right now. The number is 1,200 Jewish people that have been killed. And of the 1,200 people, a lot of the women were raped. Yeah, a lot of women were raped and killed. And the ones that were taken hostage, they were being raped. So I agree that's real bad, but that's, to me, that's one of the many symptoms of a greater problem. If you just focus on a runny nose or just a cough, the cold never gets cured. You just solve one thing and not completely. There's a root cause to this. If we focus on what Israel is trying to get you to look at, you'll never truly address what's really going on. Do you know the death toll at this point? As of I've heard, the last I've heard is 21,000. How many Palestinian lives are going to pay for that? I get it. Hamas is not fighting fair, but they don't have tanks, they don't have helicopters, they don't have anything. So, and they're confined to an open air prison, and within that prison, they're going to fight, and they have to cache their weapons where they are because they are using it as an excuse. It's like Israel knows that they're tempting them to do it, and yet they do it. They're going to try and get you to kill their children so they can use it against you. Why are they falling for it? Don't fall for it. Don't murder a bunch of children and say, well, we had to get that Hamas leader. To me, there has to be a better way to do this. Now, Hamas is not the group you want to talk to. I agree. Their whole goal is to drive Israel, the Israelites, into the sea. But I don't know if anyone's going to disagree with me, but this comes from the imperial nature of how these particular Israelis have taken the land from the Palestinians. This is the response to an occupation and someone taking your land and claiming it as their own because of some religious fervor. Granted, what was happening in Germany was horrible, the Holocaust. They needed a homeland. From what I understand, the British people threw up some ideas. Kenya, maybe Uganda, said, no, we want Israel, the land of our ancestors, where our faith originated from. So they went there and pretended as if though the people that were living there for the last, 4,000 years or so didn't somehow matter. Now, when Israel was occupied by the Jews, the Palestinian people that were there, hey, they're cool. The Jews are running stuff. We're just one of the many tribes, groups of people that occupy this land, but this land is known as Israel. The Israelis get tossed out, Romans push them out. The Palestinians reclaim the land. Now, they didn't fill out any official papers that the UN recognizes, say that we're a nation and you have to respect our sovereign territory. There was no such thing. They weren't given that respect. The British basically said, here, you can have it. They asked the Arabs and the Palestinians to help them in the Ottoman rule. There was a time when the Ottoman Empire, ruled the Middle East. It was one contiguous empire. They chose the wrong side in World War I. And when they lost, the losing side, the Ottoman Empire, which lasted for about 800 years, was divided into the many parts you see today. All these artificial lines that are drawn that we know as the Middle East were drawn by the European powers, separating it and jamming people in the areas that traditionally don't live with each other, and boom, that becomes a conflict. So when they're destroying the Ottoman Empire, they're also asking the Arabs and Palestinians, everyone to revolt against the Turkish people, the Ottomans, because they're the ones running the show, all Muslims. So they topple these guys and they promise them, hey, you guys are going to have statehood. Cool, awesome. Can't wait for that one. And the Jews are whispering in the ears of the British, we want it. And they say, okay, take it. So they're upset. This looks like someone came into your land and humiliated you for the end of times. Someone comes into your land and takes it. There has to be a response. Hamas represents the sum total of an angry group of people. There's always going to be people that become radical and do the extra that the population won't do, but they carry the sentiment of those people. Their tactics are no good, but they have that medieval behavior. To me, it's a cultural thing. But if all you see that the Jews are completely innocent in this situation, then take their side. But there's some dirt going on, and I see the media's biasness. I hear it, I see it. You can't express your opinion about the truth about what's going on. It's like, hey, of course Israel has a right to defend themselves. but their action seems more like an act of genocide because to bomb these people the way, granted, there are millions of people. What's 20,000 people going to do? Well, it's designed to demoralize these people. You
Hey,
know,
hey, John,
yeah.
didn't Kanye West tell you that they
Hmm.
own the media? A lot of people said that the Jewish people own the media. So no
Right.
wonder
Well, they say a
nobody.
lot of the Jews are in that industry. That doesn't mean that they own it.
Sure.
No, they
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
the media. What you mean? They own the media. Because
No,
if they if,
I see what Kevin was saying. I mean, they have great influence in it, but yeah, they don't technically own it. But I know what you're saying though. They influence it dramatically.
the top person who own the networks is Jewish, so they do own it.
Mm,
That means
mm,
you own it. That's why
mm.
everything that is said about them on it is you go against them any
Right.
in
Anyway,
public, you're gonna be what? Anti Semitic.
anti-Semitic, right?
Right.
Anti-Semitic,
Come on. Only person that
right?
can do that is the nigga that own the world.
Right.
That's the only
Well,
nigga
I
that
don't
can
know.
that
I don't know if they own the world. I think
shit.
they
What
wield great.
what
No,
other man if they don't own the world, John? Well, why ain't nobody else like if they Shemitic, right? Why come ain't nobody
right.
no why can't nobody else do nothing? Ain't nobody like if you say something about a black person, you're not
Right.
anti-African. So why the hell how the hell
Right.
is you anti-Semitic?
Right.
You
Well,
ain't
Well,
anti nothing else?
I know this though, like
yeah.
they are a minority race. Like
Who?
within the whole world, it's
Right.
0.18.
Who is minority?
The Jews.
Shit, boy, you crazy. Them motherfuckers everywhere. And we can see it. The proof is in the pudding. Ain't nobody. And look, they Semitic too. The motherfucking Arabs is supposed to be. They all whoever come from Sham is supposed to be Shemitic. And no, so the Arabs Shemitic too. But when you talk about them, I don't hear no motherfucker talk about anti-Semitic. Now do you? Only when it's them
Mm.
Jewish motherfuckers. So don't tell me about nobody owning shit. Them niggas own everything. Shut your ass up.
No, no,
Where
no,
do
no.
you
You're
guys
right.
feel that? Where do you
They
guys
are
feel that
used
America is like standing with?
They
standing
standing
with.
with the Jews. What the fuck you
Yeah,
mean?
they're right. They arming them to the T. They're a
Yeah.
small brigade of the U.S. military in the Middle East. That's what they're there for, to keep the Middle East stabilized, man. No, but you were right about that, man. That's exactly right. What did you say before, Mario? The last thing you said?
Oh, I said shit. I mean, the Arabs is Semitic too. So why in the fuck when
Semitic, yeah, being
you
Semitic,
not anti
right, right. How come no one
you not
talks
anti
about them?
you
Right,
not anti-Semitic when you
right,
run your mouth about them, but if when they just did what they did and went over there and bombed the other motherfuckers, people got right on their ass, right? Even
right,
committing
right.
genocides to the point. So don't that's what it is. Don't come talking that shit about we all it's what I've been telling you now. Now
Yeah.
everybody wanna jump on the bandwagon. Oh, the Jews is committing genocide, nigga. They been doing this shit just like this nation been doing it. All them white boys been doing it. So what the fuck you talking about?
Right.
The same shit,
No,
different.
I agree. I mean, this is just a different topic. It's the same thing, different topic. Staying on topic about conflicts. I mean, West Africa right now, the countries of the Sahel, the 14 countries that are just south of the Sahara region, the Sahara Desert. There's a unique. If you go east to west, it's a unique climate, and those are where the West Africans are from. That's where most of our people who were enslaved in the slave trade come from. So you got this whole strip. 14 of those countries are under the control of France.
So I came across Hillary Clinton's podcast.
Yeah.
And
Who gonna
I'm
watch
like,
that?
it's kind of crazy though that she wanted to be like the president, of the world and shit. And now she got my job. It's like, bitch. Yeah, she had Bill Clinton on there and shit, and they were just talking about, they were talking about the the war and what Bill did for it and shit. And I was just like, I don't want to
Yeah.
hear you guys talking.
If she gonna have Bill on that, she should have been talking about those allegations back in the day. That's what she should have been.
What
Tell us
allegation?
what you about him messing with Monica
Oh yeah.
Lewinsky.
Yeah.
She should have been. She should have asked him about that in front of everybody. He should have been like, "What did you think about that? Tell the world what you thought about what I did or didn't do."
She's like, I'll let you know a little secret right here. And she's like, these stamps you can order off my website. Like, I was like,
Everything's a
admit it.
gift, a grift. Everything's a grift. Yeah, but you know, going to what we're talking about earlier, you know, conflicts in Africa. So these 14 countries are under the occupation of France or the control of France. Uh, France charges them a colonial fee, charges them billions of dollars. In addition to that, they exploit their and mine their resources. You know, the Africans are in no position to really mine their resources. So you got these big multinational companies that have mining companies that are in there extracting wealth out of Africa, literally taking it. Now, for one, understand they're supposed to report what's the like. Take a country like Mali, right? So there are companies extracting their gold, and they're supposed to report it somehow. Like I heard a number like 460 tons of gold a year. You have to report that. Well, they report it, but the Mali people know that they're taking a lot more than that. You know, so they are literally stealing Africa's future from them, preventing them from having a competitive future. You know, so that's a conflict in the making. But within the continent itself, some Ethiopia and Eritrea, I think is the name of the country, they're about to beef. There's beef between Guyana and Venezuela. That's about to heat up. Yeah, there are little sparks all over the place in addition to Ukraine and what's going on in Israel as we're talking about. There's a lot of little hot spots around the world, you know. Western hands on all of these things, man. It's the way they decide how they're gonna deal with the world. They create these conflicts. That you can trace back to every single conflict, something that the Western nations are doing around the world, something to do with their personal financial interests. You know, I guess it must be hard to maintain the number one spot. You got to be dirty. But when people see the dirt, you know, you can't keep doing it. It's got to change. It's got to stop.
Yeah, and I think that's why they're doing that with their economy, where I think they're gonna be using the bricks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, that's really gonna fuck us up because
Yeah.
as you can see, like we're just spending money and making money. And you know, once the world, you know, gets tired of that shit, they're gonna just be like, you ain't really got no money, man. You know?
Right.
No, I'm saying with everything that's going on, man, you know, in the world, we got all these wars that's going on. You know, just like I'm curious what's on y'all mind about like the state of after, like once this stuff start happening, what's the threat of war happening to you know what is the economy gonna be like in America, and what's even gonna become of Israel, you know, if this, you know, gets even you know, worse than it is. Like how many people gonna have to die? What, you know, what's gonna be lost out of their lives? Because you know, this stuff gonna affect people for many generations. You know what I'm saying? When you get genocide it stains of people.
The Al Qaeda shit's popping back up again.
Of course.
And one thing that, you know, America, we love war. You know, we make a lot of fucking money through war. And I think our real motivation for war is we need that oil ourselves. But, you know, we left billions of weapons of mass, you know, basically mass destruction and just retreated. Do you think like they're going to use that as like a reasoning why? You know, it's like now they have all these weapons and now we have to fight them. And, you know, it's just like they did that on purpose. You know, why would they leave all these weapons and you know, like that's the only thing I can think of.
To come back later on the fight. Yeah, I mean that's what they did with Saddam Hussein. You know, he had a lot of American weapons that he was using against the invasion. You know, I mean, it was a hodgepodge of weapons, but a lot of it were American weapons. Yeah, I don't know why. War is a very unusual behavior, man. It really is. There's always these backdoor deals that do shit like that. This is not the first time in history. A lot of countries are in that position, using the weapons of your enemy to fight another enemy, only later on to fight that enemy with those weapons. And that's my opinion. No, nothing will change it. You know, these people represent the anger that the sum total of a bunch of people's anger. That's all they are. They just appear and they're just anger. A lot of those people feel that way.
That's exactly what I've been trying to tell you. See,
Mhm.
it's anger, right?
Right, anger.
They they try to make you feel like these people are terrorists. Ain't no difference if that's the case. America is terrorist too, then.
Sure, absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying. And they try to paint this picture of these other people. The problem is you went picking with these people first, and you got into it with these people because of it, and because everybody ain't finna bow down and act like your punk. And the white man, he really get mad when any other man don't bow down and act like a punk.
Right.
Those the ones he really gonna. That's when he gotta come. He gotta demonize you now, because
right.
You stand for something, and he don't like that. He want to be the ruler, and that's it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All the countries we're in conflict, it's about domination, and they don't want to do it. North Korea, they don't want to do it. You know, Iran, they don't want to do it.
All the wars that's happening, right? Guess who fighting? The white man. He might fight with the brown man or the African or whoever, but he's fighting everybody.
Right. Yeah.
The Ukraine, right now, white and the Arab again, the Jew and the Arab again fighting, right? Sure. Then you go over to Africa. You know what I'm saying? They messing with the African, or they make the African fight each other. But the white man got it. Every war that's going on, he's somewhere in the he the cause of the fighting.
They are, man. They are, and they don't want to hear that shit. But when you boil it down to the facts, there you are at the bottom of the pan. That's all I'm saying. Been doing this shit the whole time.
That's what I'm saying. All a nigga got to do is open their motherfucking eyes and just look at what the fuck going on. It's going on right in front of your fucking face. How the fuck you don't see what's going on? If you all the wars, the white nigga, the one that started this shit, and now this is cracking right now. Right. And everybody else crying for the wrong motherfucker. You crying for the white man because he own the media. They you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, hey, when I heard how the BBC was like they were creating a narrative about the countries in the Sahel, Nigeria, Mali, Gabon, all Senegal, all these countries that they were trying to tell a story about them that I immediately recognized as, man, you are lying. You are lying. You're justifying what you're doing, because the bottom line is your people are stealing. You're in that country, like I was saying earlier. You could take Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, all those countries. They are standing on some of the most valuable real estate on the planet, right? Just for some reason, a lot of those minerals that's going to feed a green economy, the new green economy, a lot of those things are in Africa, right there. So the Africans stand to make a huge profit from this for decades, But the Europeans are going to take it. They intend to take it for themselves. Right. Nobody else could do that to Europe. Nobody, the Muslims couldn't claim Spain as their old territory, so we're going to go over there and occupy. They wouldn't do it. Every single country in Europe would chase them out.
The black man has been getting done wrong for centuries, and ain't nobody say nothing. They actually say we deserve it, or it's just they minimize the hell out of it. Yeah. But when something is happening to other people, nigga cry.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. The only nigga that's crying is the ignorant nigga in my eyes. What you crying for that man for? And when every time you hurting, he the cause of your pain for one, and he ain't sitting there patting you on your back trying to help you up out your rut, because he the one causing your pain. And every time something happen to him, the nigga look at you, the first nigga on the earth to cry for him. And if you don't, you anti-Semitic, and he gonna shame your ass and take everything that he done allowed you to have away from him, because he allowed you to exist, my nigga. If you in his house, and that's how it go.
Yeah.
That's all I want to see. It ain't no hate. When you look at it for what it is, it ain't no hate. It's anger.
Yeah.
How you mad? How is you the hateful person? Cause you telling the truth, nigga. Because you telling on what happened to you. You like, damn, this what happened to my people. Everybody know it is recorded in America. Slavery, wait, shit. How you think your ass got over here? Your ass was picking cotton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Native
so,
American, don't forget them. Native American.
Yeah, then they wanna tell you to forget that that's what the fuck happened to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, nobody finna play no games, man. With that. You know, my motherfucker might have different ways to look at it, but one thing a nigga should be able to agree on, if we all niggas in this bitch, is that white motherfucker done did a number on niggas. So much so that nigga mind messed up.
Right. No, I agree with you there, man. I mean, it's a mind fuck of epic proportions, really. I mean, the fact that we have our names, we're speaking this language, eating the foods of these lands, we're a product of that conquest.
Right.
You know, and that's the bottom line. We're the descendants of the conquered people. It's up to us to wake up and see it for what it is. But a lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people don't. They're not ready yet. They're not ready.
They telling you what you doing. That's what they say. Come live the American dream. They want you to be asleep. That's all they telling you, nigga. Come go asleep, nigga. Take the pill and take your ass to bed and dream.
The red pill or the blue pill, right?
Yeah. Talking about the dream and shit. Then Uncle Sam, we ain't ever saw no damn Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
I guess Uncle Sam is every white man or something. I don't know. But that AC. That's what I'm saying. Nigga gotta wake up, man. Just learn for themselves what it is.
Yeah.
Learn for yourself what it is.
Yeah. Now, are you aware of a potential conflict that's about to brew between Guyana and Venezuela?
No, I ain't been following that.
Well, you know, I follow little quirky things like that. So anyway, Venezuela is making claims against Guyana. Like half their country, they're saying belongs to them, according to some old map. But the British had established a boundary already, and they respected it for a long time. But they discovered gas and oil in that area, so Venezuela wants it. You know what I'm saying? So they're massing their troops at the border, and they're about to take it. Now they could be talking shit, but a British ship just a few days ago showed up in the area just as a show of force. You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You know, we'll see where that goes. But that's another one of those little hot spots. And I mentioned earlier about Ethiopia and Eritrea about to go at it. Ethiopia is about to get into a conflict with Egypt over damming the Nile River, because upstream where the Ethiopians are, they're building a series of dams. If they build these dams, it'll provide the country all the electricity they need, and it'll make them a regional power, because they got power now. But that's the water that feeds the Nile River. So essentially, the Ethiopians can control the waters going into Egypt, and the Egyptians are not going to have it. They're not going to allow these people to determine how much water they get. Because what if there's a water shortage? The Ethiopians, all they got to do, we got to conserve water and hold back water for them. So there's a threat of a conflict between them too. Now, it's been going on for a while, but the Ethiopians are still going about building that building that dam. They are not stopping. They're still going on with it. So that's another hot spot.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. War gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
Now, John, I know you don't believe in the Bible, but this is prophesied. There will be wars and rumors of wars. We didn't have enough rumors of wars. Now there's still even rumors going around, but there's actual wars happening. So I think the Bible, that's a point for the Bible prophecy.
Yeah, I guess. Or predictable human behavior. I mean, you know,
Don't wait till you
I
see.
mean,
Hey, don't wait till you see Jesus to believe. It's gonna be too late then.
see, that's
He
part of
said,
that conquest. But that's part of that conquest. You know me, man. That's part of that conquest. When you mention names like that, I was like, well, man, that's the philosophies of my conqueror. I'm not sure I believe that.
"No,
You
no,
got my
I don't
name,
believe.
you got
I
my
don't believe.
language.
No, I don't believe in calling the Messiah Jesus though. For real, I know his name is
Okay,
Yahushua, but
okay.
yeah, he said that's a name I can take. Yeah, that ain't no. Yeah,
I
because
don't know.
All
that ain't
right,
no
I don't
fine.
know.
Caucasian name. That ain't no
Check this out
Caucasian
though.
name. What's
So
up, man?
let's wrap this one up. Talk,
Your
you
skin,
know, talk.
your skin color wanted to wrap it up. Tell the truth.
Nah, I mean, hey, so final
No.
thoughts on this?
Yeah.
Final thoughts on the you know the war?
No,
Israel is planting the seeds of Hamas 2.0. This is not going to end. This is not a solution. This is an agitation for future conflicts.
yeah, this ain't finna go well.